All right, YouTube fans, so today we're talking BodyGame versus BlackPill. All right, so I'm currently in the mirror, so if my tattoos are backwards, that's why it's backwards. I'm in the mirror. But anyways, I wanted to talk about BodyGame versus BlackPill just because a lot of people I've realized who are BlackPill and have this hopeless mindset, the only reason they have that hopeless mindset is because they haven't even put the work in the first place. And that's the issue that I find with the BlackPill mindset. And when it comes to BodyGame, right? BodyGame is gonna literally undo a lot of the problems that you see with BlackPill. Now, there's drawbacks to each, and there's truth in both. But in reality, when it comes to the BlackPill mindset, a lot of people have a hopeless mindset because of it. When they really read into it and read into that rhetoric, it's a lot of incels that think that if you're not 6'4", if you're not shredded upon birth, if you don't make $1 million, then you won't be successful, nobody will like you, nobody will love you, not even your family, and you won't get any woman. And that couldn't be further from the truth. There's a lot of guys that are shorter than me that don't get any, that get a lot of play. They get a lot of play. And there's a lot of guys who are taller than me who get no play. All right, very simple shit. Now, another issue I've found is that the BlackPill mindset instills hopelessness to the point where before you even try to become your best version of yourself, you quit, right? And a lot of the issues that I see, people are like, oh, I have a bad jawline, or, you know, I can't gain muscle, and you haven't even put time into the gym, right? That's the BlackPill mindset. A lot of BlackPillers are always complaining about how they're out of shape, or, you know, how their face isn't how they want it to be, when in reality, for most people, there are some people who are just cooked, obviously, but even if they got their body in shape, they can still pull. I've seen some cooked dudes, like, you know, I know my homeboy, he'll even admit, he's like, yeah, I'm ugly, but I get bitches, because his body's on point, his body's crazy, because he stays on point with the BodyGame. But anyways, there are some youngins that are like, oh my God, like my face is fat, and I look horrible, what is it? And in reality, it's your body fat percentage. Your body fat is like 40% body fat. Nobody fucking looks good at 40% body fat. There is no male model that is just pulling a bunch of bitches who's 40% body fat with a lean jawline, because a lot of your jawline will come from getting leaner, right? Number one. Number two, obviously not eating a lot of sugar and inflammatory foods. That's gonna help a lot with that. Now, obviously there are jawline genetics. Some people don't have good jawlines, things like that. That's cool. But the leaner you get, the more closer to your potential you get, right? BlackPill is all about not even trying and giving up before you're trying. And BodyGame is about maximizing every aspect of your life, you know, fitness, mindset, finances, everything. That's what BodyGame is about, right? And in reality, like me, I'm an example of going from incel to, you know, BodyGame, right? The power of BodyGame. And even like I always talk about my older brother. So I told you guys about my older brother in high school. He used to get all the girls because he had BodyGame. He's not even 5'10", he's like 5'9", right? And he got all the chicks. They were 6'4", D1 athletes, you know, in high school, had all these offers. They weren't getting as many chicks as my brother because his BodyGame was on point, his aesthetics was on point because he worked out very, very hard, right? And he's 5'9" and a half on a good day, right? Fucking 5'11" in stilettos, bro. Come on now. He's not wearing stilettos. That was sus. That was a joke. But anyways, like that's the thing a lot of people do not realize, is that that's how important BodyGame is. Like once you got your body on point and you have that confidence that comes from having BodyGame, that confidence that comes from showing up for yourself consistently, then you're gonna attract women. Now, when he started doing pharmacy school and all this other shit, he got out of shape. You know what I mean? He got really out of shape and he stopped getting attention from chicks, and he was like, I wonder what's going on. I told him, I was like, listen, fat ass, get your ass back in shape. And guess what happened? When he was out of shape, he wasn't getting chicks. Chicks weren't choosing him. They're like, oh, what's wrong with him? I told him, fix your teeth and get your body back in shape. Guess what? Now the chicks are all over him again. And he's still not focused on them. But that's what happens when you have your body on point. A lot of guys that are complaining about BodyGame, incel, shit like that, they just simply ignore niggas like Kevin Hart and all the short niggas that are pulling bitches at the gym. Like if you go to the gym, bro, there's always like a 5'8" dude with the baddest chick you've ever seen in your life. Or a 5'7" dude who's in shape with the baddest chick you've ever seen in your life, right? And they're there consistently. She won't even give you choosing signals because she's loyal, right? Because he has his shit on point, and BodyGame or your height isn't the end all be all, guys. It just isn't. A lot of you guys, if you guys were 6'1" and you're doing your same habits, you still wouldn't be, you know, attracting chicks, because your habits are what's creating your mindset, or what's creating your, you know, your energy, your attitude, right? Your attitude is horrible. You have a negative attitude. You have a hopeless attitude. No one wants to be around that shit. Once you actually start working on your body, a lot of that depression that you had goes away. Like I said, I was 6'1" in high school. I did not grow since high school, all right? I was the #1 person roasted. I know no one here got roasted more than me in high school, number one. Number two, you know, I ain't getting no chicks, obviously, and I had a lot of chicks go out their way to tell me how unattractive and disgusting I am. It's just out of nowhere, like for no reason, unprovoked. I'm literally not capping, all right? So when I actually started working on my physique, I got self-confidence from that, right? And another side effect was obviously chicks paying attention to me now. Like, that's just another side effect of you getting into the best shape possible. Like, of course, chicks are gonna pay attention to you because they know you're working on yourself, right? So the fact that you're a black pillar, that you understand that, you know, your body has a role to play, that should make you practice body game even more, right? Because you know body has a role to play. It's not all about height and face. Majority of the time, your face will look at its best once you start getting haircuts, right? And when you actually start grooming yourself and you get to a lean body fat percentage. If your face is fat and your hair is disheveled and looks like you have pubes on your face, then you should probably get clean shaven. Or if you want to grow a beard because you don't think your face looks good, take some minoxidil, right? I know a lot of people who, you know, they're like, bro, I was cooked before I got a beard, bro, and I'll never cut it off. Because guess what they did? They took minoxidil because they didn't like the way their face looked, or they didn't think it looked as good as it could. They took minoxidil, they worked on their body, now they're getting all the chicks. It just is what it is, right? That's another side effect of it. So a lot of you guys who practice this dumbass black pill mentality, there is some truth to black pill, obviously. But at the same time, like, a lot of you guys who practice it are just super hopeless and always arguing like, well, it's my genetics, that's why I'm fat. Genetics have nothing to do with your body fat percentage. Yes, your distribution of muscle insertions, all that shit has to do with genetics. Height has to do with genetics. But your amount of fat, if you're 40% body fat, that has nothing to do with genetics. That has to do with you sitting down, eating like shit, eating DoorDash, playing video games all day. That's what the fuck it has to do with, all right? Another thing is, obviously, you're not gonna develop even the baseline social skills if you're not going out. You do not need to have these crazy social skills. You do not need to, like, be the best at social skills, the tallest person in the world, the richest person in the world, the most in shape person in the world. You just have to be the best version of yourself. A lot of you guys compare yourself to the chattiest of the chads, like, and then you're like, oh my God, I'll never be like that. Well, you're looking at their year 20 and it's your day 1. You see what I'm saying? Don't compare yourself to those people and focus on being the best version of yourself. What you should focus on is being better than you were last year. Like, that's what you need to be focusing on. A lot of you guys fixate on shit that just doesn't matter. I'm not comparing myself to Swole Ricketts or Austin Dunham. They're on a different level than I am. I know that shit. I'm not a dumbass. I know they're on a different level than I am, but I know that I'm better than my, you know, my former self, and I'm getting to my best self. And that's really all that matters. And that's where, you know, the confidence and self-belief comes from, right? If you read any story, I know a lot of you guys don't read. If you guys read any story, anyone's success story, any autobiography, guess what happened? They weren't born rich. They weren't born smart as shit. They literally were obsessed, and they worked their ass off and they failed 1,000 times. The problem with you guys, all right, when it comes to getting even chicks, bro, I've literally been rejected. I've sent more DMs than you guys have sent messages in Discord servers, all right? I've sent more DMs than you guys have even freaking thought of chicks. Like, you guys don't even know how many DMs I used to send back in the day, right? And I was getting no chicks, and then I worked on my body, and then I started getting all the chicks, right? But it's the lack of effort that's really taking you out the game, right? That's what's taking you out the game. A lot of time you think, oh, is this, that. It's your lack of effort. I had a conversation on my TikTok live the other day. By the way, follow me on TikTok. Shameless plug, Luther V Fitness. But I had a conversation with some dude. He's like, well, the only reason you look like that is because you're BBC genetics. And I was like, bro, what are you talking about? And then, you know, a few white people in the comments were like, no, dude, I look shredded because I worked hard too, and I'm white. And the dude was like, well, that doesn't count. It's just your genetics. And you can just tell. Well, of course, I looked at his profile picture, and there was like a picture of a cat or some shit. And then you went to his profile, and he's as fat as shit, right? And then he's always playing video games and eating like shit. The reason you are not at your peak is not because of genetics. You see what I'm saying? You always are going to have to work on yourself. Body game is about self-improvement. Black pill is about giving up before you try. Which one would you rather do? Just give up before you try, have no self-belief, hate yourself, or work on yourself, get better, and start to love yourself, all right? Because the thing is, you could either become your best self or keep complaining about, you know, people who are better than you because obviously they're working harder than you. Like, a lot of times, people will see my end goal, and they'll be like, whoa, that's overnight results. A 10-year fucking night, bro. It's 10 years of work, bro. But you see the end result and you're like, oh, well, you're on steroids. And the crazy thing about that is when I first started, I wasn't getting steroid accusations. People were laughing at me like, what the fuck is this skinny nigga doing in the gym? You see what I'm saying? So everything starts as nothing. That's what you got to realize. A lot of you guys think, you know, the greatest people of all time just started as the greatest of all time. That shit is rare as hell, all right? The rarity of someone being just perfect from birth, having a good childhood, you know, getting all the chicks, being successful from birth, that's a small percentage, just like the percentage of people being absolutely cooked genetically as well. Those are small percentages. Majority of the people fall in the line of somewhere in the average range, and the way you separate yourself is to actually work on yourself, all right? Because I'm telling you guys, if you get a cold physique, which is gonna happen if you stay in the gym, know your lower chest, your gyno isn't genetic, it's due to you eating like shit for a long period of time and not moving around. Once you are consistent in the gym and you give it time, you are going to start to see the results. Now, obviously the shit's not gonna happen overnight, which is another thing that a lot of you guys think. You guys think it's gonna happen overnight. It's not gonna happen overnight, guys. It's gonna take time, but guess what? You can be here, you can be where you are right now and be like, oh, fuck this, you know, black pill, you know, I can't get girls because I look like shit, all that bullshit. A year's gonna pass and you're either gonna be fatter with type 2 diabetes, or you can spend that year getting into shape and being like, damn, I can't believe I used to really read into these Reddit forums and believe black pill without even trying. Now I'm shredded, I have more confidence, have more energy, because it's kind of hard to be in your best shape that you've ever been in. It's kind of hard to, you know, like when you're in the best shape you've ever been in, you're getting haircuts, you're working on yourself, you're getting more active, you're getting sunlight. It's kind of hard to be depressed, bro. I'm not gonna cap, bro, especially for the fellas. It's kind of hard to be depressed when you're your best version of yourself and you're working on yourself every single day and you're working on your mindset every single day. It's easy to be depressed when you're getting fatter every day, where you feel sluggish, you're eating candy, you know, you're playing Roblox, getting your ass beat by 7-year-olds and shit, because them online niggas be going crazy on Call of Duty too. So yeah, like the truth is that anyone who has black pill, it's really just an excuse not to work on themselves, because the fact that they see that there's some similarities, like I said, there's some truth to black pill. The fact that they see there's some correlation between, you know, how someone looks and, you know, the chicks they attract, and they want to attract chicks, that's even more reason that they should work on BodyGame, honestly. So I don't see what the point is. Are you just gonna complain? You complain. If you complain, you remain the same, because you either make excuses or you make progress. So if you're gonna keep making excuses and want sympathy and do all that bullshit, then you can do that. You can do that shit, right? We all have weaknesses. We just all have weaknesses. But if you work to become the best version of yourself, you're gonna get better results in every aspect of life than you're getting right now. So, hey, you can keep being black pill, or you can work on yourself physically, financially, mentally.